crafty friends. How's everyone doing today? Welcome to my channel. This is Sheree. I'm here to do a little crafting, making ephemera for the garden journals I'm working on, and the inspiration behind this project is my scraps from the project. So I picked out all the scraps that would fit over I think I picked them all out that would pretty much fit over an index card. So not that many, but plenty to make plenty of cards. Probably more than I need. I really don't need any, but excuse me, I like to use up my scraps, you know. You know how I like to use up my scraps, so I like to have too many scraps around. So, sorry about my coughing there. I always try to start coughing when I turn on the video, of course, you know. But just when I start talking, I get choked up. So, anyway, what I want to do, I want to leave the lines so someone can write on those. So let's just take this first one, for instance. I don't necessarily want to put a yellow on a yellow card. I want to add like the yellow to a white card, a brighter card. Let's put this piece here on here. Yeah, this is perfect. Okay, so let me put a little glue, and I think I'm going to have to cut a little sliver off of there. But I've got my art glitter glue here, and this is all of these pieces of scraps are card stock, so they're pretty, pretty thick. As far as, I don't have to worry about the fact that they could be paper, and my paper could wrinkle up or show through, something could show through or whatever. So nice sturdy card stock. So let's try this first one, and I'll show you what my plan is. So the plan is to put a little bit of cardstock covering this blank side. And I want to make the most of my scraps, so we'll see how many cards we can get out of them. And I love using index cards because I have so many. I've seen them in stores. I mean, thrift stores, not just the new ones, but the actual, some in thrift stores. And I haven't bought any because I know that I have so many, but it's always tempting because I kind of love index cards for some reason. Don't we all love them that do paper crafting and work in journals? Aren't they just kind of fun for some reason? Especially the colored ones, right? So, yeah, this is a pretty yellow one. I'm going to cut this little sliver off here. Sticking up over. So these are 3x5. The other day I did 4x6 index cards in a little project, and today I'm working on 3x5. So this is covered here. The blank side is covered with this kind of, it's scrapbook paper. It's kind of craft colored, or maybe it's got a little design down here. So next, what I thought I would do, along with whatever paper, whether it's got more of a pattern on, like say something like this, flowers, or even this right here, this scrap, any of these scraps right here, I have some books here that I want to cut out something and put on the back here. So a little, I'm thinking words, okay? So I was looking through here earlier, picked out a few books, and there's all these little kind of garden hints here. I thought those would be fun to put on the back, and it's got a little kind of arrow pointing to what they're talking about, but I would just cut out the little square. So we can start with this first one right here, and I don't want to I have 3 books here, so I won't probably take them all out of here, but we'll start with, let's start with this page here. It's almost hard to cut out these little squares because the other side of the page is also very pretty. But this is what I want to do. So yeah, it just talks about different gardening things, little informational blurbs, So I'm going to cut this out kind of roughly here, and then we'll get it cut out nice. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. Kind of like just a little fun journal. They're going to be journaling cards, but a fun garden-themed journaling card. Using our scraps, index cards, and, maybe a book. Something from a book that if you want to make some, you can make them whatever theme you want, and pick a book that you haven't, that you have that you know, you bought it for crafting, but you haven't used it, so get it out. Okay, so this can go like right here somewhere, and they can still put something over here, maybe a little picture next to, even maybe if they have something that the little quote or informational piece is talking about, or whatever they want. But so I could put it like over here or down in the corner. I kind of like it right there. And then if they want to put a little picture here and then write over here, that would work. You know, it's up to, maybe they want to write on both sides, you know. It's up to whatever imagination the person that, you know, where these end up. It's up to their imagination what they want to do, right? So, all right, so there's one. And I'm not planning on rounding the corners, but you know, if I start, I'm going to have to keep on doing it probably if it looks good, and you know it's probably going to look good. Get myself into these things. I didn't empty my, so I don't want to take time to empty it right now. I was just going to do it, but let's just use, everything is over here though, so I don't know why. Let's try it, because this wasn't working on my last, it was working, but I had a thick piece that wouldn't go up in there. I was still doing it. I think I need to empty it, like I said, but this one is the next size, like the medium corner rounder. And this might be better on index cards anyway, because like I said, I kind of like them the way they are, so I didn't really want a big rounded corner, but so this might be perfect. The medium rounded corner. Okay, that's what it looks like, rounded corners. The lined side and the side with the little scrapbook paper and the little informational piece. This one's about moss, growing moss in your garden, or moss that grows around your house or something in the woods, or on the north side of your house, like what happens to me. And in the wood, we have woods around here too, so in the woods, the edge of the woods, and the shady spots that are all around. Okay, let's try a really kind of completely opposite kind of scrapbook paper here. Let's try this one with the gold. So here's a piece of paper, an index card, and we'll put some glue on it and see how this one turns out. Let's see, I got my corner rounder right there. See, I guess we have to put it this way, because this way there's a fold. I forget why it's folded, but it is folded, so we won't use that side. So the paper is going on the blank side, because I want to leave the lines for writing on. I like to write on lines if I have lines available. So I always think that most people are probably like me. They like lines to write on. I don't know. I think I'm pretty average, so I think that most people are like me. They like lines too. Makes it a little easier to keep your words going straight, right? So I'm going to put that up against the edge there. Try to make the most out of this little paper. I don't know if we can get another, no, we won't be able to get another one, so this will be a smaller scrap now. Because I have a pile of smaller scraps too. So this will go into my smaller scraps pile from this project. And I usually include some of the scraps, or all of the scraps, in the goodie pack, so that whoever gets the journals can use them for some crafty fun. Trying to cut this in a way where you all can see, and I can see too what I'm cutting here. And this is white on white, so I'm trying not to cut the index card. Okay. Yeah, I still got a little sliver here because I couldn't see very well. No, I think I can get it. Right there. Okay. Still a little piece there. You know I have to get it, right? There we go. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Okay, here's what it looks like on this side, where we're going to put the little informational piece, and the lined side. So let's go ahead and round our corners. And then we'll get our little informational piece out of the same book, and then we'll graduate to another book, and I'll show you another book that I pulled out. Yeah, I have, it's like I have a lot of gardening books, and I'm making these garden journals, and I couldn't even use them all in the gardening. Oops, that's the wrong one. I couldn't use them all in the gardening journal because I just have too many. But I'm getting to use them now with making some ephemera, so that's another way of using them. If I didn't use them as pages, at least I can make some ephemera, right? Get some use out of them that way. Okay, the little corner's not quite coming off there. Okay. It is quite thick after you get a thick cardstock on there and your index card. Okay, where's my book? Okay, there's another quote on that same page about grass. So let's see if I can cut that in a way that doesn't disturb everything on here, because I could possibly cut a tag out of this center part. So if I cut over here and get that other little square, then we can still make something with some of this page. And it won't just be destroying this page. There's a little thing up here too, did you know? A little garden tip, but that's a little bit too big. See how big that is? It's a little longer than the index card. These little squares here are perfect. So that's why I'm using these little squares from this book. I'll show it to you again before I go on to the next book, in case maybe you have it, or if you see it or want to look for it. A Random House Tell Me About book, Flowers, Trees, and Other Plants. I got it from a thrift store. It is a Scholastic book, so it may have been probably sold at school, right? And then it just has all these nice pages in it about different flowers and trees and plants, all different things, mushrooms, cactus, all kinds of things. So that's one book. So let's cut this little piece out, and it's going over here. So yeah, you could make, what gave me this idea was, I watched yesterday morning several videos on people making prayer cards, and I was like, I like to watch videos, even though, I wasn't necessarily looking for garden journal ideas, but I thought, when you watch a video, you can adapt things to put your own spin on them, or adapt them to whatever you're doing. So, that's why I like watching a lot of, even if it's not maybe exactly what you're wanting to watch, I would say go ahead and watch it, because you never know what kind of idea you're going to get from it along the way. I just felt a little tickle in my throat. I might have to pause in a second. Just 1 second. Okay, I had to go and get another drink, and I have a little bit of a coughing fit. So here's the next little, let me get all my slivers off of here. Next little drawing card with our little informational piece. Pretty. All right, we have a little pile of inspirational gardening cards here. All right, next, let's see, we did, what color we did? We did 2 whites. Oh, we did a white and a yellow. Let's do a blue one. A blue one and a pink one, maybe. And here is some paper. We'll glue on the pink. I just know I'm going to start gluing on the wrong side one of these days, so I keep on kind of like, I'm starting and then I'm like, am I gluing on the right side? Yes, I am. That's what's happening in my mind right now. Am I gluing on the right side? Yes, I am. Okay, get that right up in the corners. A little bit of white. Is there 2 here? Hold on. Need that one. I don't need two pinks right now. Alright, so that kind of threw me off with that second one there. Couldn't line it up right. There we go. Wait a minute. Still not lined up right. Okay, there we go. That's as good as it's going to get right there. Okay, let's put the blue one on here too while we're at it. How about that? Do two at one time. Put the blue one on here. Use up this whole piece of paper. Or just about. Use it up. So I know I already said it, but just in case you didn't hear it, this is my art glitter glue. So that is nice permanent glue. Oh, it's going to stick and it's going to dry fast. So you gotta get your project down where you want it as quick as possible. Okay, so we used up most of that scrap. Got just a little piece here. And some little slivers. This piece I'll save. But this is the other little piece I have to save. So I was thinking of this project in my head, and I was like, I hope I have scraps this size, you know, and sure enough I did. So I'm glad to use up some this way. And I really want to look through my scrap box, my regular scrap box. These scraps are just from this journal that I'm making, these journals that I'm making right now. But I want to go through my scrap box and see if I can make some more kind of generic, some type of generic index cards like this. And look through my books and find other little pieces that I can put on the other side. I don't know what that might be. I could look for some sewing tips, cooking, you know, recipe type journal cards. You know, if there's any kind of theme that you could do. Or just maybe a generic thing like encouraging words, you know, or the prayer cards, like how I originally saw somebody doing something similar to this, making prayer cards. So, you know, put a little verse or something like that. So, whatever you want to do, you can do it. Okay, get this little sliver off of here. And then we'll go to the next book. So I showed you that one book, and we took two things out of there. Here's what it looks like now with this paper on here. I like that. That's really pretty. Got little polka dots, and I had left the branding strip on these papers because it was pretty all the way across, and it didn't have a hole in it. They should make all scrapbook paper like that, right? No hole, make it pretty. Why not? I guess maybe it costs more. I don't know, but. Alright, so we haven't rounded the corners on this yet. I'm going to wait. I want to see what they look like without rounded corners. And the next book I picked out is this one here, Flower Arranging. I got this one at thrift store also, Flower Arranging. And I saw something in here. What did I see? That I wanted to cut out something. Let's see what I saw. Oh, I know what this one was. This was in the back. It has little descriptions of flowers back here. It's directory of flower and foliage. So, I mean, I could start anywhere. I just need little pieces that will fit on these index cards, right? So what better thing to put on there is just little descriptions of flowers. I thought that would be really cute. Kind of like your own little dictionary of flowers. But, you know, you may have never heard of them, but anyway, I think it's still fun. Let's see, I'm going to cut one page out here with my X-Acto knife. Kind of loosened up there. Okay, so I'll cut one page out here, and we'll just see if we can use this. We'll get a couple off of here, and then I have one more book too that I pulled out. Forget what was in that one, but we'll look at that one too and see if we can find anything. I'm cutting toward myself, which you're not supposed to do, but I'm moving out of the way. I'm sliding over so I don't run into myself with this blade. So again, this is by Reader's Digest. It says right here, right there, it says $14.95. There is a barcode in case you want to scan that to look for it on Google or anywhere else. eBay. I don't know if eBay takes the barcode, but here's a picture of it in case you like the rest of it. It's called Flower Arranging, and here's what it looks like. Here's what the pages with the flowers look like. All different kinds of. I mean, you can make a lot of journaling cards or whatever, tags or whatever, with all these little pictures. Picture of potpourri, dried flowers, different types of flowers. Just all kinds of different floral pictures here and pages. So that's that one. So we're going to get 2 pieces out of this one. We got 2 pieces out of the last one. We got 2 pieces out of this one. And let's see. I need one that, like, here's a really long one that's not going to fit. But these 2 first ones right here, I might just go in order and make it easy on myself. And cut these first 2 out. I don't want to go over too far. And then kind of right down the middle here, this space in between the columns. And these are Acacia Mimosa and Acanthus Bears Breeches Oyster Plant. Actually, I can't picture either one of them. Well, at Oyster Plant, I can kind of picture what that might be. Acacia I have heard of. In Florida, there's acacia trees, I think, from Florida. But Acacia Mimosa, I'm not sure. I'd have to. Oh, it does say trees. Trees with clusters of fragrant yellow flowers. Yes, and I believe they grow in Florida. Does it say anything about where they grow? Spring, blah, blah. No, it doesn't say where they grow, I don't think. Okay, so there's a little square for that one. And this one is the Acanthus Oyster Plant. I think those grow in Florida too. It's what I'm picturing. We had one in our backyard. That's why I'm picturing it. Plants with tall spikes of mauve, purple, white hooded flowers with large, handsome, glossy leaves, long lasting in water. Availability late summer, conditioning, blah blah blah. Air dry flowers by hanging. Okay, so we're going to cut these and put these right here. I'll have 2 more done. So this is a fun little concept, right? For any type of, yeah. I really would like to make some more of, like look through my sewing books and see if there's anything I can make for a sewing theme and look through my recipes. I mean, the recipe type one would be endless, right? Endless pieces of little whatever recipes or whatever you might want to glue down here. And have to think about other themes. I mean, there's so many other themes depending on who you are and what you're into type of thing. There we go. I think they're super cute. And again, this one you could still write on too. Very cute. Here's the other sides. Okay, let's put that in our 2 more in our pile. I'm going to put them this way. And then let's see, we didn't use this color yet. Yeah, this is another kind of color that I have, and we didn't use a yellow one yet. Did I show you my index cards that I have here? I have a little pile right here that I got out. Pretty little pile of index cards. Aren't they fun? I love them. I love the colored ones. I'm like, every time I go to the store, I'm tempted to buy one. Like, I should buy one. They might not have them here next time I come, right? But I don't, because I know I don't have anywhere to put them, because my have a drawer here in my craft room that is full, stuffed full of all kinds of index cards and index dividers and things. Okay, so that we took from this flower arranging book. I think I'm going to put it back in there for the moment so it doesn't get lost. And now what did let's see. Here's a scrap we haven't used yet, so we can put this one. Probably use this one on both of these. So let's, even though this has a fold, I'm going to probably use that. I'll start down here and then we'll see how far we get, but I'm not going to worry about that fold. I'm just going to glue right over it. So it's not like, it's just one fold. It's not like the other paper had two folds in it, so that's why I didn't use that one. But this one only has one fold, so I'm just going to glue right over it and keep on going. Okay, yellow one. I might be a little shy of something here, but we're not going to worry about it. We're just going to keep on going. Keep on keeping on. So, is anyone else looking forward to winter being over? Besides me, I'm sure you are. We only got one snow, really. It snowed the other morning, but it wasn't really anything. It's like I didn't even know it was supposed to snow, and I woke up and there was white stuff in the yard, and I'm like, what is that? What is that stuff in the yard? It's shiny. It was dark, so I couldn't tell. I thought it was water shining. The light was shining on water and making it look white. And then the sun came up, and I was like, oh, what the heck? It snowed outside, but not very much. It was just kind of scattered snow, but it was icy too. So all the trees were covered with ice. Once the sun came up, and I left for work, I could see ice on all the trees, which was very pretty. Unfortunately, it wasn't. Very fortunately, it wasn't on the road, so I could still go to work. And but yeah, there's a little bit of like white snow in the grass, or maybe it was even sleet. I don't know. I think it was snow because it was soft though. And because when I stepped on the stairs to go down to like from our deck, I leave from the back door, and there's the deck is kind of high up, like about 8 steps down, 8 or 9. So when I stepped on the steps, if it's icy, I go out the front door because there's only 3 or 4 steps out the front door, front porch. And if it's not icy, my regular route is out the back door, and it wasn't icy, it was just soft snow that I could walk on. So I don't think it was sleet, but anyway, it was kind of funny because I was like, what the heck is that white stuff in the backyard? It was snow. But thank goodness it wasn't very much. So I don't really count it as snow. It did snow one time, but then that little bit of white stuff wasn't really snow, so it wasn't really anything. Okay, scrap. Little scrap. Okay, so this is upright. Well, it's kind of upside down. Put that one. Did I put them both upside down? This is upright this way, and I turn it over, and I put this one. They're kind of both upside down. Should I just ignore that? I think I should. I'm just going to do it like that. Keep them upright on the other side. Okay. Should I? Let me see. Yeah, I don't think it really matters, especially after I get something on there. Okay, so this is the third book, and I got this one from, I want to say Thrift Books. I think I got this one from Thrift Books. Field Guide to the Wildflowers. I don't know if I saw it somewhere, like somebody had it on YouTube, and then I went and bought it on Thrift Books. But what did I see in here that I wanted to cut out? I don't remember now. Oh, there's this bottom part. See this bottom part here? I figured if I was going to make a journal card or tag or something, see how all the pages have the floral part up here, and then they have all of this information down here. Oh, they do have these little squares too. I could use one of those. But I was thinking of using these. because it's on every page, and I would probably not include that. I might end up throwing it away. So if I wasn't thinking about didn't have a plan for it, and I didn't know what to do with it, I'd be like, oh, I'm just going to throw this away. But since I'm doing these, that would be a perfect spot for this little part here on the bottom. So randomly, let's just pick some because they look all the same. See, they look all the same. So randomly, we'll just start here at the beginning. And again, I'll use my X-Acto knife and get a couple of pages out here. And we'll use that bottom part. It'll be a bigger piece, but that's good because I put these upside down, right? So it'll cover most of it anyway. Perfect. See, I did that on purpose, didn't I? Subconsciously. Subconsciously, I did that on purpose. Not really. I'm joking. But it worked out, right? It's going to work out perfectly. Okay. And that's a pretty, I think I might want to make that into a tag. That's really pretty flower all by itself. So let's use this next page. And like I could still use this top part for something else. See, is it already cut? No, this was not cut yet. I'm slowing down when I get toward myself, so I don't like slice into myself. Okay, so yeah, that's a field guide to wildflowers of Britain and North Europe. Got it on Thrift Books. It's kind of neat little shape and size here. It could be a cute journal cover. Here's the barcode. You see that? You could scan it and look for it on Google or look for this on Thrift Books. Illustrated by Peter Chesterton, John Davis, and Colin Emberson. Right here it says David Sutton. Okay, I think you got the picture. So let's cut these out. Now these kind of have a neat little shape there. I'm going to cut right outside this, if I can, outline. And they have a rounded corner here. I'll try to cut around that. Kind of fussy cutting, but kind of not really because you're just cutting straight lines, but kind of reminds me of fussy cutting because I'm kind of fussily cutting it. Trying to get it to look nice. I guess I could round those corners on with my corner rounder. Couldn't I? I could. Okay. There's one. So we'll put this back in the book. Just let me cut that piece off. Okay. Get these out of here. Let's cut this one out. I'm gonna cut it square and then round the corners with a corner rounder. That was took too long to cut those corners, right? I'm just gonna cut it and then cut it with my corner rounder on those corners. And then because those corners are rounded, you know we're gonna have to round the corners on the cards, right? Yep. I wonder if it'll work on this. Oh, it really is jammed up in there. I've got to remember to empty that just after my video. Today. Yeah, that's a little easier than trying to cut it with my scissors. Let's do this one too. Make this all the same. See, it doesn't matter that the flowers are upside down now because we're putting a big piece on this side. Perfecto. Okay. Now I'm going to use art glitter glue on here. It should be fine. I could actually choose either side. Common nettle or amphibious bistort. I know what nettle is. It's a little weed, right? Let's use this one because who wants to read about a weed, right? That's that little weed that if you touch it, it's all spiky, right? Stinging nettle, my mom would call it. Stinging nettle, because it's all got little sharp leaves on it, and if you touch it, it pricks you. So you have to pull it out with a shovel if you're going to pull it, if you're going to weed it out with your hands. Wear gloves and use your shovel so you don't get pricked. Okay, so we're putting that, we're not putting the stinging nettle up, we're putting that down. And there we go. That looks good. And this one has mistletoe, cool, and hop. What they use in beer, hops. We're going to put the mistletoe up. That's fun. Reading about mistletoe, right? I realized I didn't look at the picture. Is it? Yeah. I didn't recognize it because it's not like all Christmassy. It doesn't have red berries on it yet. It has white berries on it. White berries on this particular mistletoe. Maybe they turn red later, or maybe some mistletoe has white berries and some has red. Okay, oops, I moved it. It slid. Hold on. It slid a lot. Get it back up there. Okay. Now, see, we have our rounded corners there, so of course we have to round our other corners. Whoops. We're doing the medium. And it doesn't like 2 layers of thick paper. It likes thick paper, but 2 layers of thick paper. 1 layer is good. 2 layers, it's got a little not liking that. Okay, let me see if I can be more careful and get both layers off of there. Nope. I'm going to have to trim. Oh, that one worked. But these two still need a little trim. Okay, got that one done. And then a little sliver. I'll show you the white mistletoe in a second. Because you're like probably the same as me. I didn't realize that was mistletoe. It didn't look like mistletoe. Yeah, I know, I didn't. But it is. Let me push this down a little right here. Get all the corners? I think so. Where's my sharper scissors? These are sharper. Okay, dokie. There's that. So I showed you all the books, but we still have some scraps left. Let me show you the mistletoe. Here's the white berry mistletoe. So I'm going to put that back in that book too. So, and add these to our pile of cards that we have done. Here's what they look like, by the way. 2 more journaling cards. And we have these scraps left, so that was my goal. And oh, here's even wallpaper right here. So let's, real quick, see, now that we know what we're doing, and I showed you all the books, let's see how many we can get from these. And we'll be gluing down this part here. Let's use, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces. Let's use a yellow, another one of these colored ones, that pretty one, pink one. Let's see, can we get 2 out of this one? Ooh, no? No, we can't. And a white one on here. Can we get 2 out of this one? Let's see, we got one there. And nope, won't quite fit on there. Okay, that's all right. We'll just do what we can do. Use up whatsoever scraps we can use up. Let's put those up there out of the way and get all these glued down now. We'll just get these done lickety-split. So, gluing on the solid side, talking to myself because I don't remember what I'm doing here. So I have a journal in mind for my next journals. Oh always start thinking about the next one before I get done with the one I'm working on. Almost always, I almost never get done with one, whatever, one or two, that, like now I'm doing two. I almost never get done and then be like, oh, what am I going to do now? I never do that. I'm always like, okay, I know what I'm doing now. Let's get to it. Can't wait. Yeah, I'm going to keep you in suspense, so I will reveal it soon. I would like to find the book that I'm going to use and show that to you when I tell you what it is. Because right now it won't mean anything if I just tell you. You'll be like, okay, whatever. Alright, so there's those two. I'll cut them out in a second, and now pink. I'm using a lot of glue. I filled this up before I started this video. It feels like it's half empty already. Yeah, I was noticing. I was using a lot of glue, and I was noticing when I was making those large drilling cards, I was like, I'm using a lot of thread. You don't realize how much, even when you're doing it, you probably don't realize how much glue and thread you're using. And people that probably buy the journals, they probably especially don't realize how much glue and thread and supplies you put into it like that don't really, it's not like a page or, a tag or something. It just goes into making those things. All those things that go into little things like glue and thread. You don't realize how much, so that was two. It didn't matter though. Keep on picking up two. Okay, so one more. Yep. So let's see. But that's why thrifting is good, because we can save on lots of the supplies that we do use too. Even thread. I have a lot of thread from the thrift store. So that helps a lot, because thread is not cheap. Those little spools of thread, they're little. I don't buy the little ones, I buy the big ones, but if you buy the little ones, or if you buy Rick Rack actually at the, somewhere like even Walmart or wherever sewing supplies are sold, that stuff is not cheap at the actual store. So, yeah, thrifting is the way to go. Okay, I think that's all of our scraps now. So I think once I cut these out, that, let me use my sharp scissors. Once I cut these out, what's left is going to be little smaller scraps. Still good, still usable, but not big enough for index cards. So this one I'll put into my my little strips that I sew together. And that one will go over to my, there's a little white piece here. I wouldn't mind cutting that off, possible. And this too. If you ink your cards, I do ink, but this is not like a vintage. I mean, it's vintage, but it's not like, rustic vintage type journal where I'm inking everything. So, but you can ink something like that. Oh, that's pretty on the back. It's sideways, but it's fine. The text is sideways, but it's fine. It's going to have something over it. I think I'll start with the first book again and see how far we get with the different books on these. What do I have? 5 more here. A little scrap there. I'll keep that for now. Oh, that's wallpaper one. There's the wallpaper. That is cool. Use up my wall scrap. There's a good size wallpaper scrap, but it's too small for. Is it too small? Hold on. I might be able to get another index card on here. Yeah. Yes, I can. It might. It has a kind of a white background, so maybe if I put it on this white, it won't look like I'm missing anything. So let's put let's cut it. Let's cut it. If I put it on a blue, then it'll be like noticeable. That is too small. Okay, I probably won't save that. Let me see what it's going to look like. Yeah, I think that'll be all right. Especially when we're adding a little piece to it. So I'll put some glue on here. I used up another scrap. And I'm going to put it right in the middle, I think. And then it'll be a little white strip. I mean, I could, you know what I could do? I know what you're saying. I hear you. I hear you. Okay, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I know what you're saying. I am doing it. You're saying cut off the top or cut off the bottom. That's what I'm doing. Hello. Hello. Okay, let me do it with my paper cutter. Then it will be straight. Yep, good idea. I'm glad you guys told me. Man, there we go. Now we don't have anything extra. Okay, so there's another one. We trimmed that one. And this one is good to go. We need to trim this one. Kind of a little mass make here. A small one. Just using up scraps. This is a nice scrap here. This, not so nice. This one will go in the trash. Unfortunately, it's too small for me. I mean, I could save it, but I just can't save all those little tiny scraps like that. I can't do it. I used to, but no more. No more. Trash, save. Okay. We're going to have plenty of these cards and some extras for my stash. So I'll have some for the journals and some for my stash. Next time I have a Nita Garden themed. Okay, I'm going to put upright like that. That's wallpaper. That's upright. That's the wallpaper upright. This is this text paper, and this is upright. I thought I had 5. No? I only have 4? What happened? I really thought I had 5. I don't have 5? No. I don't see any more. Okay. I don't know. One disappeared if I had 5. Alright, let's do it like this then. Kind of done with that. Well, I don't know. I might need another page. But let's keep that there. So, I like all of them. I wouldn't mind having a couple more of these. Let's see. So we have 4. We'll do 2 of these, and let's do. Let me actually not do this one, because those are pages I really want to save for a journal. Let's do this one with all the little, I mean, this was just made for this craft, right? All these little pieces. Let's do 2 of these and 2 of the other ones, because that was also made for this craft. Alright, so got really tiny ones down here, but I kind of want these little bigger square ones here, so let's cut out these from over here. It'll be a little easier to get to because they're on the side. This one's too big, or I would take that one. This one right here is too long. Okay, let's see if I can cut here neatly and nicely and straightly. Here. Alright, that's the flower, that's from the flower arranging book. Let's cut right here next to the words, and then cut here. Okay, and then glue. Let's see. Trying to decide which one I'm going to put this on. I think I put one on one of the yellow ones. Well, there's only one yellow one. So on the yellow, because that is really pretty to show. Alright, that one's done. Put that rounding the corners. Yes, ma'am. We're doing it. We're doing it. We're trying to do it. Ooh. Push it faster. Yeah. It worked a little bit better if I pushed it faster. With the thick papers. So a little kind of tip right there. That one's pretty good. Just a little tiny tip of the other under paper. Okay, that one's done. Now, this one, oh, I kind of like it on this one. For some reason, put it right there, somewhere in that area. Okay. Whew. Lady's Mantle. The other one was Onion Family. Album about the Onion Family. That's funny. That's one about the Onion Family, and this one's a Lady's Mantle. Okay. Wallpaper. Do it fast, Sheree, so it cuts better. Yep, it does. It likes the wallpaper. Maybe it's thinner than the scrapbook paper. It's cutting it pretty good except for this one. Cut them all good except for this one. Okay, that one's done. That's the one we cut down. And two more. So let's see. Let's get, I don't want to cover up that flower. That's a pretty flower on there. Let's get another one of these. Because if I get from the bigger book, the one with the bigger description, it'll cover up that whole thing, so I don't want to do that. So we're going to get another little one from the flower arranging book. Cut this side off. And we'll put it on here so that we don't cover up the flower. This is upright. I'll put this one different. We'll put this one on the opposite side. Over here. And it's a little wonky on the bottom. I need to even that up or something. I don't know what's going on there. I could leave it, but I really don't like it wonky. There we go. Alright, wallpaper. Let's see if you can cut good again. I think I need a drink. Alright. Very pretty. Now this one of the bigger ones from this book. Drink, need a drink. Yes. Alright. That's the page I don't want to use. I think I need to. I think I need my. Oh yeah, I left it out. Here. So I don't tear this in a way that I don't want to tear. Just use the there's a string here too, trying to catch. Oh. This one's being difficult. Oh, there we go. Okay. Now we're done with the X-Acto knife. put that away. And cut out our little piece here. Now that we've experimented with this, we know how to do it. Just cut out a square. And then use a corner rounder on it. Okay, it'll look good on there too. Perfect for this sideways text, because it'll cover most of that up. And we're rounding these corners because the outline here has rounded corners, so that's why I'm rounding the corners on this one. The little outline has rounded corners. Let's see, we've got knot grass and sheep's sorrel flower. This is flowers. Oh, this has flowers too. It has flowers on it, I guess. Knot grass. I don't know. But we're going to glue down the knot grass and leave the other one. It's K-N-O-T grass. Whatever that is. But it says it has flowers on it, so you know, I don't know. Never heard of it before. Sheep's, I never heard of this one either. Sheep's sorrel or sorrel. It's a perennial. And that's a good thing, I guess, unless it's a weed. Unless it's a glorified weed. Okay, there we go. Doesn't that look nice? And one more set of rounded corners, and then we would have the great reveal of all of our, and we used all of our scraps. That was my goal today. Thank you very much for your patience and for crafting with me today. It was fun. I love using up my scraps because I don't like lots of scraps hanging around. I like a few scraps because one time I used up all my scraps and then I was like, man, I need some scraps. Looking for a pretty piece of paper and I didn't have any scraps. So it is good to have a few around, but I don't like a bunch. I don't like too many. Taking over my craft room and having to store them and everything. So I use them up right away, if possible, as much as possible. This one is the thicker paper. That wallpaper worked really good. It was, I guess it's thinner than scrapbook paper, cardstock. Okay, we did it. Yes, that was awesome, right? And what do we have to show for ourselves? Some pretty journal cards. Let's get them over here. All of them. We made a bunch, didn't we? And I didn't even round all the corners, I see. Alright, look, a whole stack. So you know what they look like over here. I'm just going to show you the side that we decorated. So they have the lines, you know, over there for writing. So this is the side we decorated with our scraps that are little pieces from, you know, garden and flower books. Very nice. I love that one. Isn't that pretty? Wallpaper. So these are ideas for you to use for your wallpaper and your scraps and your scrapbook paper and your books, whatever theme you might want to dig out and make some journaling cards like this using your index cards. I'm going to put all these in a pile. The ones that are similar, they're similar. The ones that have the big squares. And that's our only gold one. Very pretty, right? Alright, thank you guys. Thank you for sticking with me. I'm glad you were here with me, keeping me company. And I'll see you in my next video. Hopefully the next one will be a flip through of the garden journals. I still have to decorate those, so we'll see. I don't know. That should go pretty fast though, because I'm just going to do some very light decorating because I want to leave the decorating, most of it, for the new owners. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in my next video. Have a great day.